and welcome to this masterclass Hand Puppet Essentials. Yes, and I am your co host today. Yes, I do this together with Helen. Yes, you will meet her soon, but I'm here too. Yes, because this masterclass is about working with a puppet. Yes, so you have to see a puppet do the work too. Yeah, otherwise you don't have a clear image of how it can look like. What we mean. Yes, and we both are non native. Yeah, so if we say strange words, then you know why. Yeah, yeah, we are learning and we are improving, but it's not perfect yet. Yeah, and that's why we started because yeah, perfection is a thing. Yeah, perfection is a thing when you work with a puppet. We know from experience. Yes, a lot of people don't use a puppet because they are scared to do it wrong. Yeah, I think that we are the best examples for you. Yeah, we are the best role models you can have because we are not perfect either. Yes, we are even. So, let's start with this masterclass. See you soon.
Hi, I am the other part of this masterclass, Hand Puppet Essentials. I will guide you through, I think, the most wonderful journey I have made in my life with a hand puppet. And I want to tell you what I learned in it and what I think is the way to use a puppet as a tool, because that is what I do. A puppet for me is not just a toy, it's a tool I want to use to make contact with children. And how I do that, that's what this masterclass is all about. So let's start. For me, these are my reasons for using a hand puppet. It increases child involvement, it's interactive, it connects with the experience of children, it's inviting and approachable. Children see him as an equal. It offers plenty of opportunity to practice. He easily takes children into his story and much more. And what does that do to the child? The child relaxes. He's less afraid of making mistakes. He participates more enthusiastically. He feels freer to say something because he sees the puppet as a friend, not as an adult, not as an educator. He feels safe and shows more of himself. He's more easily challenged to try out something new. And he is more easily guided by the puppet. He takes more from the puppet. Working with a puppet has not only benefits for the child, it also have benefits for you. The benefits for the child is that he gains a friend, that he feels safe and supported, that he enjoys coming where the puppet is. The child accrues more experiences of success, and you gain more insight into and about the child. You have a tool for challenging and guide children. You experience deeper engagement with children. And through the puppet, you reconnect with your own inner child. You feel freer to color outside the lines. A puppet has a lot of benefits and is really worth exploring. And it's not the type of puppet that's important. You can do it with all kinds of puppets, even with a sock. Just start somewhere. But if you have a puppet, how can you let him connect with children very easily? Let's dive into that.
This is our main ID. Yeah, this is just a bullet list. I will dive into it deeper in a while. There are two different roles involved. Yeah, there is you and there is the puppet. The puppet is a friend, always. The puppet has a recognizable character. Making a real connection comes first, always. Yeah, and the puppet looks at the world through the child's eyes. Okay, let's dive into that. The puppet thinks, feels, and acts like a genuine friend. Yeah, so you have start thinking from two roles, yours and that of the puppet. You are an educator. You take your experience with you. You take your values with you. You take your beliefs with you. You want to teach the child something and you want to protect the child. Yes, it's all fine. You don't have to change something about that. It's all fine. You're human. It's absolutely normal. Yes. The puppet is a friend. The puppet wants to have fun. Yes, he wants to discover something. He wants to try out things. He is just like the child. Yeah, he's curious, he has no judgment, and he is completely okay with who you are. So, the puppet isn't an educator. No, you are the educator, and the puppet is a papa, a friend. Yeah, a genuine friend, a real friend. Yes, that's what the puppet is. He doesn't judge. No, he has no doubtful look. He doesn't ask difficult questions. He doesn't do any disapproval. And when you are with the puppet, what you do has no consequences. No. And because the puppet don't judge, he is safe and a reliable friend for children. He makes responding and telling easier. And you receive the information that children often don't want to share with you. So you have an advantage to let your puppet be without any judgment. Yeah, to let your puppet be a genuine friend. That's why a puppet is no educator. No, because if your puppet does what you already did, then you get the same result. A puppet don't change anything to that. No, so remember that. A puppet is a genuine friend. Yes, and I want you to promise me that before you introduce your puppet, that you ask yourself what real friendship looks like. What is a real friend? I will show you what I think real friendship is. A real friend is curious. Yes, he wants to know who you are. A real friend is recognizable. Yeah, if you listen to him, then you think, hey, I have that too. Hey, that's how I do it too. Yeah, you recognize what he's telling. A real friend asks questions. Yeah, he wants to know what you like. He wants to know what you like to do. Yeah, a real friend gets moving. Yeah, he wants to do things together. He asks you to play with you. And a real friend is there for you. He helps you. You can borrow things from him. Yeah, that's a real friend. And to be a real friend, your puppet has to have a recognizable character. Yeah, and for that, you only have to look at the child's world. A child wants to tell you things if he recognizes the things you tell him. Yeah, if parts of your world are similar to the world of the child, then he wants to talk to you. Yeah, because he thinks, I have that too. That makes sense, don't you think? This is an important one. Yeah, this is about the relationship. Yeah, relationship is always the foundation. Yeah, that's the base of everything. A puppet wants to build a relationship. Always. Yeah, yeah. So if you introduce your puppet, align it with what a child expects from a puppet. And believe me, a child has expectations from a puppet. These. Yeah, these are the first thoughts of a child when he sees a puppet. And I know that because I have had a lot of contact with different children. Yeah, I speak to them. They tell me things, and this is what they think if they see a puppet. If they see a puppet, their first thought is, hey, what's that? And the second thing is, who are you? And the third, we are friends. Yeah, a child decides in a split of a second that he wants to be friends with a puppet. Yes, and then he expects you are just like me. Yeah, yeah, that's what's happening in the very first moment. Yeah. If the child sees a puppet, then these are his expectations. You think just like me. You laugh, fill the blank, too. You are not hard on me. You don't force me to do anything. You don't know everything either. And I can have fun playing with you. This is what a child thinks. So, now you know that.
I noticed that there are a lot of myths and misconceptions about the puppet. Let's take a look at some of them. This one, working with puppets is the same as playing with puppets. For me, it's not. There is a difference between playing and working with a puppet. And working with a puppet is a focused activity. I can use that, what makes the puppet so interesting for children, to get another result than I get when I do an activity, for example, without the puppet. When you work with a puppet, you don't have to schedule extra activities. You can use activities you wanted to do yourself and choose to let the puppet do it. Another misconception, you have to be a type for this. I don't agree with that. No, I don't think there is such a thing as a type. I wasn't the type to play with puppets. And I experienced, and I saw a lot of other people experience the same, that you don't have to be a natural. It isn't about technique, it isn't about playing skills. The only thing you need is a curiosity to the puppet. What can the puppet bring me? And curiosity in children. When you have the desire to get to know them better and you are curious what a puppet can do for you in that, then you have everything you need. The rest you can and will learn when you start practicing with a puppet. Guaranteed. Many of us don't really know what to do with a puppet because none of the things we have seen with a puppet uh, fits into this working with a puppet thing. So you have to reframe your reference. It's no copy of Child's Play with a puppet. It's no copy of puppet shows or puppet theater. It's not a copy, the puppet is not a copy of you. And if he is in an activity, it's not the activity as you would bring it. The puppet acts from its own role, and that makes the difference. And realize that instructions you find, for example, on YouTube, even videos of me, often are made in a non realistic situation. They don't give the image of that what you have to handle in your situation. Realize that. See the puppet as a connector. He is there to make contact and he can bring in his own thoughts, his own plans, his own ideas, his own adventures. He can bring in everything. And in that part are your possibilities. So reframe your reference. You need a lot of technique. For me, this is the process. A puppet comes to life, he gets a character, he builds a bond, he is eager to learn, and he makes plans. This is what a puppet as a tool is. And then this part is technique, comes to life. And that's the part that we think about when you talk about puppeteering and technique. Then this is the part. How do you play the puppet? How do you get him to talk, to move, to do things? This is technique. So if you see the bigger picture, then the technique is just a small part. Playing technique is about this: make the puppet move smoothly, finding a voice for your puppet, how to make eye contact, what to do with hands if a puppet has them. The synchronicity of the mouth and the speak is also a part of technique. And mostly do it all at the same time and take in your own role also. This is what technique is about. It doesn't have to be perfect to work well. Believe me if I say that children are very willing to help you. They want the puppet to be there and give you plenty of opportunities to practice. So the question is not whether you can do it, but if you allow yourself the space to practice, make mistakes, and learn. Focus on what is really important for children: contact and recognizability. They will then forgive you for all your lousy technique. And this does not apply the other way around. A great playing technique without contact and recognizability is a puppet that will quickly be played out. Children are not looking for perfection, they are not looking for a second you. They just want to have a real friend. So, how to start?
This is your roadmap. This one. Let your puppet come to life first. Create a recognizable character children can identify with. Very important too. Then focus on building a bond first. It's all about relationship. Think about how you can let your puppet be curious and eager to learn. Yeah, and then fill your puppet with plans and ideas he needs the child for. Yeah, so he can invite him to do it together. Yeah, that is your roadmap. That is how you can do it. Yeah, you must see working with a puppet. You must see it as a sort of a recipe. Yeah, you need a hand puppet. Of course, that's the first thing. And the puppet comes to life to a bit of playing techniques. And yeah, if we talk in recipe terms, a spoonful of recognizable character, a pinch of a voice. Yeah, he needs his own language, and he has. It's also very nice when he has a good dash of curiosity, yeah, and a healthy dose of interest. Yeah, so he can ask questions. And when the puppet is a part of an activity, then it's also handy when he has a useful opening line, a guiding plan, some additional questions, check, recheck moments. Yeah, when he has a good bridge to the processing part of the activity, he has to bring a bit a lightness and not when it is too difficult, then he has to brighten the activity a bit up. Yeah, and and he needs a clear closing sentence. Yeah, that's when the puppet is in an activity. Yeah.
So, see it as a recipe with different kinds of ingredients. Mix them and create a new way of connecting with children. We're at the end of this masterclass, Hand Puppet Essentials, and I'm curious if you are
Ready for a fun journey.
Do you want to know more? Just follow me on Facebook. There I share my stories and there I inform you about the things I create to help you work with a puppet as a tool yourself. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching me, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.